this is HISD News Today, Tuesday, July 9th, 2002. I'm Bill Kuhlman. For the most part, summer school is over in HISD, but there are still some programs going on, such as the Summer Math Academy at the DeBakey High School for Health Professions. Norm Ewell has the story.
You raise something to the power of 0, you always get 1, with the exception of what? 0 itself, correct. If you raise something to a negative exponent, you just put it in the denominator, and it makes the exponent into a positive exponent, right.
So you can tell by looking at the equations which one is growth and which one is decay. Now, I also want you to know...
The students at the DeBakey Summer Math Academy aren't catching up, they're getting ahead. They are all incoming 9th graders who are getting Algebra 1 out of the way so that they can move on to more advanced mathematics, such as geometry and calculus.
The purpose of our Summer Math Academy is to start our entering 9th graders in Algebra 1. Our curriculum goal is to have all our students complete their math sequence with calculus, advanced placement calculus. And since there's only 4 years, to do this, the only way we could figure out to do it would be to start those students early on if they have not had Algebra 1 in their middle schools, and many of them have not. Math and science are equally important here. Those are foundational courses for students who wish to pursue the health professions as well as research based and any other allied health profession. They have to have a strong foundation in math. It's an expectation that all the students who have not had Algebra 1 in middle school would come to our Summer Math Academy. Of course, we're public schools, so we cannot require that they come to our Summer Math Academy. So we have another program built in for those students, those few students who do not come.
Okay, so what's the other program? Do they take it during the school year?
They must take it during the school year simultaneously. It's with geometry. So it's a fast pace. It's on the accelerated block. You've heard about that, that kind of scheduling. So it's the only course that we have that's on the accelerated block. And the students have to give up something to do that. We have a specialized study skills program for all of our entering 9th graders, which we think is very, very valuable to make that transition from middle school to high school. And those students who have not had the math will not be able to get that study skills program. And we don't like that part of it, but it's a give and take, and we feel the math is a lot more important at this point. We have, over time, and we've been doing this now for 10 years, we have found that the failure rate and the retention rate is not any different than our traditional program. Matter of fact, we probably have fewer failures in the Summer Math Academy than we have in our regular program with our other math courses. We think that the students are, at this point in their high school education, the beginning of that, where they're very receptive, and we know that they're quite capable. So the period from the end of the Summer Math Academy and the beginning of the school year, we think the retention rate is about the same as it is with any other courses.
Okay, so they seem to do well with this type of schedule.
They do, and they seem to do well as they progress through the math sequence. We don't see any significant difference in those students who are doing from average to very well in the Math Academy and the other courses. Now, those who are marginal, we do have to work harder with them to try to get them up to speed because their foundation is so weak.
So I guess there's tutoring available for that?
Yes. Some of our upperclassmen tutor our students for the Math Academy, and we also have teachers who remain before and after class to work with them.
If the discriminant is a positive number, then you'll end up with 2 solutions for the quadratic equation.
Math teacher Paul Massey makes the intensive 6-week course a little more fun by using PowerPoint, complete with sound effects and humorous video clips.
Well, I wish you'd explain it to me sometime, Buster.
The human body. Only one home fitness system unlocks your body's maximum potential. BioFlex, designed to build muscle mass through natural resistance from a genetically re-engineered humanoid. BioFlex may be the world's first perfect total workout system. Hand-to-hand combat with the BioFlex Proto-Sapien creature provides intense isometric and aerobic exercise.
He also makes it more fun by utilizing remote control cars.
We race remote control cars over a set distance, 25 feet, And then I get the kids, we time it, how long the car takes to travel that distance, and then the kids compute the feet per second speed of the car, and from there we convert it to miles per hour, and then from there we multiply by the scale of the car to figure out if the car were blown up, how fast the car would be going.
So if the car was a normal size?
Correct.
How fast?
Or if the kid was shrunk down, how fast would the car be going?
So you find that works, and
They love it. Yeah, that's a pretty cool project. Now, how do you take 1/5 and square it? What's it going to be? You're going to square the top and the bottom, right? So you're going to end up with 1/25. And what does the 1/7 squared give you? 1/49. And what's 1 times 1/49? 1/49, and you're done. Right? Piece of cake, right? It's a rigorous program. It's definitely a rigorous program. They cover actually more material than we do during the regular year, and it's a real quick pace. We cover about, I'd say, 1.5 to 2 chapters a week.
wow.
So it's a pretty tough course for the kids.
So do they tend to retain it well since they're going through it so quickly?
Actually, you'd be surprised. Yeah, they do. In fact, I have 1 or 2 kids that are actually reading ahead in the material, so they're doing real well. Most of them do real well in this program.
Now, what do you think that is? Is that because the class size is smaller, they've got more access to the teacher, or because these are a group of kids who have a clue as to what they're going to do in the future and have, which gives math some relevance?
I think it's the second thing. I think it's the kids are really focused and really into what they're doing, and they're preparing themselves. So I think it's basically the kids themselves. They're motivated to be here.
So, unlike some kids who would say, gee, why do I have to take this? These kids know why they have to take it.
Exactly, right. These kids are motivated by what they're going to go into for their career.
Well, I decided I wanted to be a neurologist because I have a cousin who is like mentally retarded, and I wanted to help people like him.
Mm-hmm. Does knowing what you're going to do with your life give this math component more relevance to you? I mean, a lot of kids, will take algebra and go, why do I need this? But do you know why you need it?
Yeah, I know why I need it because math is a very strong subject, and it has a lot to do with the real world.
Okay, especially if you're going into a science profession.
Yes.
Tiffany Mallett wants to be a pediatrician, and she knows math will be very relevant to her career.
Yes, because we will be working with a lot of mathematical ways, like when figuring out the medication that the patient might need or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So, and also, I guess if you're a doctor, you're also kind of your own boss in terms of owning a business. So, does that have some relevance as well from that point of view?
Yes, because you have to figure out your own paycheck or how much you need and whatever.
Okay.
Money, income situation.
Right. So, do you do well in math?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good at it?
Yeah.
So do you? A lot of kids are obviously having a summer vacation right now, and you're not. Does that bother you at all?
Well, a little bit, but knowing what I want to do and accomplish in life, I know that I need this.
Have you decided what it is that you want to do with your life?
Maybe a psychologist or a veterinarian.
Okay.
That's what I want.
All right. Now, what do you think about the pretty intensive math requirement you've gotten yourself into?
It's okay for me because I like math, and that's my strongest subject of all.
Mm-hmm.
And I help the other students also in the math.
Okay. So does it give math and the reason for this Summer Math Academy a little bit more relevance because of what you've decided to do with your life?
Yeah.
R is your rate, and the first one, R is your growth rate, or your rate of growth. Okay, very good.
For the teachers, the difference between the Summer Academy and the regular school year is motivation. These kids are here because they want to be, because they know they'll use what they're learning in their chosen career. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all whizzes at math, which is where small class size comes in.
We intentionally make these classes smaller. I don't like for them to be higher than 20. And I believe currently in this class it's about 18 to 22 per teacher. And this is it's not a tuition-based program. It has to come out of my instructional budget. So we have to let something else go in order to do this.
But with the lower teacher-student ratio, do a lot of the students, because of the extra attention, are they more likely to get it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because of their career they've chosen, these kids are very intense and they're doing real well. They work real hard in this program, and the scores reflect that. They do real well, even though while we're doing chapter or two a week, they're still mastering the material quite well. T to the -6 times R to the 0. What would you get here?
At DeBakey, math and science requirements are more stringent, but it all adds up to better students, and in the future, better healthcare professionals. Norm Ewell, HISD News Today.
This